Alright, what is going on today, guys, and welcome back to a new video. So today we're going to just pull back the curtain. We're going to release all the information that I have about your metabolism and how your body works, how to increase your metabolism, and why metabolism is important with food intake, and why eating food is important for your metabolic rate. Alright, so anyways, if you guys are new to this channel, what's going on? My name is Adam. I'm an online fitness coach, online fitness personnel. I help career-driven men lose body fat using metabolic priming. Okay, so if you guys are new to this channel, what's going on? But we're getting right into it today. So the first thing you need to know about fixing your metabolism in general is that nobody is going to do it for you, right? Nobody's going to sit there and going to hold your hand. You're the one that has to take the steps moving forward, and you're the one that has to go and get the information to live a better life and to fix your metabolism to live that better life that you've always wanted, right? Too many people out there don't have the correct information. They're scared to go find the correct information, or simply they keep trying the same things that have not worked in the past over and over and over, never making a true change and never changing any sort of body composition that they have, and they're simply just stuck where they've been for years and years in the state that they've been and never making a true change, right? So nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to give you the information for you, right? My program that I've designed with the Metabolic Priming Blueprint is designed to give you all the information that your body actually needs to support metabolism, to eat more food, to do less cardio that you have been doing, and live a better life, and actually get the correct information. Because with the correct inputs, the correct outputs come automatically. The correct outputs just appear automatically with the correct inputs, right? And so, at the end of this video, there is going to be a link for my one-on-one coaching program down below. Go ahead and fill that out, and we'll jump on a call and see if we're a good fit to work together. So anyways, we're going to get right into the video today. Like I said, we're just going to be pulling back the curtain, trying to talk about everything, how metabolism works, why calories are important with metabolism, and how to increase your metabolism with actual food, right? And why certain food groups are important. So like I said, I think the industry standard right now, and I think that what goes on in society is simply that people just think that you need to eat less food and do more cardio to lose weight. And that's just simply not true, right? One, it's unsustainable. Two, it's terrible on your body. And three, you hit a certain point and you don't lose any more. Your body says, no, that's enough, I'm hurting, and then it starts to actually hold on to that fat, right? Or hold on to that body fat. So, like I said, if you're somebody who has been in the position where you've been doing tons of cardio, you've been eating low amounts of food for an extreme amount of time, and no matter what you do, and no matter how low you get your calories or how much cardio you do, then this is the video for you. This is the video to understand metabolism, to understand why you cannot successfully get rid of that lower body fat, right? So anyways, let's get right into the video today. So anyway, this is how your metabolism is broken down, okay? So metabolism is broken down by basal resting metabolic rate, thermic effect of food, and active energy expenditure. So calories provide the energy the body actually needs to support all of this, right? Calories actually give you the actual energy to support your basal metabolic rate, your thermic effect of food, and the active energy. So let's break down each section. So obviously the biggest section with your metabolism is your basal metabolic rate, which is basically how much energy your body actually needs to, one, breathe, have good blood flow, think, sleep, have good organ function, digest. And then thermic effect of food is the energy that actually needed to break down that food, like digestion, like calorie conversion, like turning calories into actual energy. And then active energy expenditure, which is walking, moving around, just simply daily functions, like getting out of bed, or just like, walking down your stairs, or making food, like raising your arms above your head, right, like I am right now. Like that's active energy expenditure. And obviously on top of that, with actual planned activity like working out, right? So what are the signs of having a slow metabolism? What are the signs that your metabolism has absolutely crashed? You can't lose any more weight, and you need to probably fix that, right? So some of the signs are: one, a weight loss plateau, which means that you haven't lost any weight no matter what you do, no matter how much cardio you do, how low amounts of food you eat, you still are stuck in a weight loss plateau. Another one is depression, right? So depression, basically, one, your basal metabolic rate is when you think, how your body functions on a day-to-day basis, how you feel, and all of that stuff. So it's going, if you are experiencing depression, there's a good sign that, one, your metabolism could be low, and that could be just simply because of low digestion of food or a low intake of food. Fatigue, right? Your body doesn't have enough energy to actually support its daily functions, so you start to feel fatigued. Can't concentrate. So basal metabolic rate, that's kind of where can't concentrate came from. It's how you think. Low energy, obviously, right? Not having enough food in your body to actually support energy, right? Insulin resistance. If you're somebody who has been eating a low amount of carbs for an extremely long amount of time, your body will become insulin resistant, which means probably if you eat any carbs or you eat a big meal, like go out to eat with some friends like on a weekend or something, and you wake up like 5 pounds heavier, right? That means your metabolism has crashed because you're insulin resistant, and the carbohydrates that you eat, your body's like, oh, carbs, right? And like it doesn't know what to do with it. It doesn't know how to convert it into energy, right? So no sex drive. So this is a big one, right? So if you guys are experiencing no sex drive, that's because, maybe that your metabolism has crashed from low amounts of eating, right? Increased appetite, obviously, right? If your metabolism is super low, your body is basically telling you like, hey, I'm hungry, like please feed me, okay? Bad in skin and hair, and feeling bloated, right? Which bad skin and hair would be like more essential body functions, like actual like cosmetics of the effect on metabolism, right? So, and also feeling bloated, which, bad digestion, right? So if you can only eat enough for BMR, it's difficult for your body to function, right? Using muscle for energy and like storing fat, right? So muscle actually takes up a bit of your metabolism, right? Actually supporting that muscle that you have actually is part of, your basal metabolic rate, right? So the speed at which you transform food to energy is basically what metabolism is in general, right? So having a slow metabolism, like I said, stress increases, causes inflammation in the body, which means that, you could actually gain some weight just from a simple inflammation in your body, right? So let's kind of break down how to actually fix this. So this is kind of the part of the video that you guys have came to watch, right? So, like I said, there's many people out there that think that like, one, just to eat low amounts of calories, to do a bunch of cardio, and just to kind of push the body into like a fat burning mode, right? So the body's a lot smarter than you think it is, right? If the body thinks that it's starving, it'll actually stop burning calories in anticipation of you actually starving, right? So let's take a human in the desert, for example, right? He's starving, doesn't have any energy, he doesn't have any food, right? So the body's actually going to store that as body fat in anticipation of you actually starving, right? And so the body is very, very smart, and it's a lot smarter than you are. And, so if you're working hard trying to lose body fat, there's a good chance that you simply just need to work smarter, right? And so like eating low amounts of calories will crash your metabolism. And I think one of the biggest things I see in today's industry and like society today with weight loss in general is that they think you can just crash 1,000 calories. And you probably heard somebody like this. You probably heard of somebody, one of your friends or family members who like took 1,000 calories, 1,500 calories out of their diet, and they lost 20 pounds, and like I think they found the cure to weight loss, right? I mean, simply they just add a little bit more food back and they just gain it back, never actually achieving actual, sustainable progress, right? So let's break down like how to fix this, right? Optimize thyroid function, increase protein, follow actual macros, increase muscle mass, increase water, and have better sleep, right? So to kind of break down optimizing thyroid function, what your thyroid stimulating hormone is, it's your free T3, free T4, and thyroid antibodies, right? So the thyroid itself is kind of what like operates your metabolism, right? So having a low amounts of T3 and low amounts of T4 will therefore affect your metabolism and slowing it down, right? So increase protein, right? So I have right here, even in this graph, right, with a protein increase, your muscle mass increase, metabolism actually raises, right? So with more muscle mass, your body actually needs more calories to actually function, right? So it actually needs more calories to actually function with a higher amount of muscle mass, right? So if you start to undereat, your body will start to tap into this muscle mass first and put fat back in anticipation of you actually starving, right? So higher protein intake is good because, one, a higher protein intake has a higher catabolic effect on body fat. It has a higher thermic effect on body fat, right? So how to increase this is strength training, right? So strength training in general will help, one, increase muscle mass, and you pair that with a protein and you'll start actually increasing your metabolism, right? So follow macronutrients, right? So these are kind of graphs why it's important to follow structured macronutrients, right? So not even like track actual calories, but actually track macronutrients, track protein, track carbs, and track fats, right? So like we just broke down with protein has a higher catabolic effect on body fat, right? So the higher protein intake you have, the more structure that you have around your protein intake, the actual more that you can actually eat and, have a higher working metabolism, right? So, if for instance, like you've been eating low amounts of calories and you've been eating a low amount of protein intake, you actually need to eat more food for your body to burn more food to raise this resting metabolic rate, right? So having a higher protein intake. So, calorie-wise, so let's move on to carbs, right? So this is a huge one. I think that people are absolutely so scared of carbs that, that's just like the industry standard too. I think that like most people in today's society are just like scared of carbs and think that carbs are the enemy, they're the devil, right? So carbs actually increase leptin, right? So if you have a low leptin, you have more hunger, you want to eat more, and carbohydrates is affected with leptin. So having a higher carbohydrate intake will make you have a higher leptin intake, which means you'll actually have a lower actual hunger, right? So you won't be as hungry, right? And so like a lot of people who are like in an extreme diet or have been extremely dieting for an extremely long amount of time, actually, you're probably pretty hungry, right? Your body is probably starving, and right? And so like, one, having a higher carbohydrate intake and have your body adjust to that higher carbohydrate intake instead of being scared of carbohydrates will have you have a higher leptin intake and actually have you less hungry, which makes obviously you mean more comfortable. So instead of being scared of carbs, you need to get your body to adjust to carbs, to burn carbs, right? To actually use carbs to advantage, to use carbs to build more muscle mass, and obviously, like I said, once you have more muscle mass, then you're able to eat more and actually burn more calories as well, right? Because muscle mass takes a certain amount of actual active energy to actually sustain, right? So not being scared of carbs is huge because, keto, I've heard so many freaking things about keto diet, like in today's industry and today's society. And honestly, at this point, it just makes me mad, right? So like people that have swear by like keto is like the answer to everybody's cure. Like I went keto for X amount of time and lost this amount of weight, right? So what you actually just did is that you actually just cut a bunch of calories that were from carbohydrates out, and that actually just put you at a huge deficit. You lost a crap ton of weight, and then now you're in the spot where your insulin resistance, right? Which means now that you've been eating some keto for a long amount of time, as soon as you eat carbs, you're going to gain that right back. And like if you guys know anything about carbohydrates, they're literally in everything, right? Carbohydrates are literally in everything, okay? And so like trying to stay away from carbohydrates, is a extremely unbeneficial and unsustainable way to actually, keep the weight off for good, right? So instead, like, let's use carbohydrates to our advantage to build muscle mass, to have a higher metabolism, to have, be able to eat more calories for our body to actually, use to its advantage, right? So keto, I'm sorry if any of you guys have tried keto before, but like, if you want to like actually scientifically know more about keto, it actually takes the body 8 to 10 months of absolutely zero carbohydrates to actually start using protein and fat as an actual energy source, right? So if you want to go 8 to 10 months with absolutely no carbohydrates, when carbohydrates are in 85% of the foods in today's society, have fun. I'm going to be sitting here enjoying carbohydrates, leaner than you, and feeling a lot better than you as well, okay? So moving on to actual fat intake. So this is a really important one as well. So fat intake does affect metabolism, very, very much so, right? So fat intake actually affects all your hormones. So having a structured fat intake will actually affect all of your hormones, like T3, like T4, like thyroid antibodies, like thyroid stimulating hormones, and also on top of all that, testosterone. Fat intake, one, affects testosterone, right? So having a higher testosterone will actually have your body, one, more likely to want to burn fat and have a higher muscle mass to fat ratio, right? It'll automatically want to adhere to a higher protein, a higher body muscle mass amount and a lower body fat amount just by having the correct hormone. So this is why it's important to have a correct amount of carbs, protein, and fat for your specific person, right? Everybody is different, right? I specifically, I am 210 pounds. I am a fairly well-rounded, muscular individual. I eat 250 grams of protein, 400 grams of carbs, and 70 grams of fat a day, right? So, but that won't work for you, right? I'm not saying that it will work for you. That's what works for me. That's what helps keep me lean. That's what helps my body sustain all of these energy functions, right? So knowing in general what your body actually needs, protein, carbs, and fat wise on a specific macro basis is super, super important to optimize hormone levels, to optimize leptin levels, to optimize muscle mass, and to overall increase your metabolism and fix your metabolism, and so that your body's actually using energy instead of saving that energy and saving those calories because it thinks that you're actually starving, right? And so I'm eating 3,500 calories right now, right? And I'm staying lean. Well, why do you think that is, right? One is because I have a structured goal. I have a structured protein, I have a structured fat, and I have a structured carb intake, right? So my body is knows that it has this amount of calories to burn, and so it burns it very well. And on top of that, obviously, I do strength training. I have good muscle mass and all of that, right? And so, knowing that what you need to eat from a specific carb, protein, and fat intake is super, super, super important, right? And if you try to go to an online calculator, like a TDE calculator that they have online, where they're going to tell you this is how many protein, carbs, and fats your body needs, right? It doesn't know you, right? It doesn't know what your basal metabolic rate is. It doesn't know how much food that you're already intaking. It doesn't know what your active energy expenditure is. So if you go to that calculator and you ask it hey, what should I eat? It's not going to give you a correct answer, right? Because it doesn't know you, right? So let's say that you do that. Let's say you do that, right? And so let's say that somebody is eating 2,000 calories and then they're I need to know my caloric intake, what my average caloric intake or my resting caloric intake it should be, or my maintenance calories. That's what it's specifically called in scientific terms. What's my maintenance calories, right? So you go in there and it says, hey, your maintenance calories is 2,800 calories, right? And you're okay, I'm gonna eat 2,800 calories, but you've been eating 2,000. Right, so you've been eating 2,000 calories, but now that the calculator online says that you should eat 2,800 calories, then you're already eating 800 more calories per day, right? So do you think that if you eat 800 more calories per day right off the bat, you're going to gain body fat? Yes, because one, your body's not ready for that, right? Your body has adjusted to the low amount of calories, and it takes about 8 to 10 weeks for your body to actually adjust and increase its metabolism, right? So with that being said, what I do for all my clients is I slowly work them up from there, right? I slowly work them up and keep their body fat extremely low, right? And so I fix their metabolism by actually using food, right? So there's a reason that all of my clients right here are, one, eating 900 calories per day, 1,300 calories more day, 1,000 more calories per day, 150 calories, 1,300 calories more per day, 1,000 more calories, 300 more calories, 1,200 more calories, 300 more calories, 1,000 more calories, 1,200 more calories. It's not a secret, bro. It's science, right? It's science and how the human body works with your metabolism to keep your bodily functions in order, right? So one, having having higher muscle mass, having the correct protein intake, having the correct carb intake, having a correct fat intake, so your body can actually adhere to that. And I slowly work my clients up using that specific structure. I'm able to increase their metabolism and get their body into a better position, right? And so a lot of things that I hear with my personal clients, within like the first 2, 3, 4 weeks is, I feel better. I feel way more energy. I can concentrate better. My fatigue is not as bad. Like my skin feels better. Like I feel less bloated. Like my stomach has flattened out. And I have better sex drive. My girlfriend or my wife, like she's so happy right now, right? And so like if you're somebody who's been eating like a low amount of calories for an extremely long amount of time and you feel like this, then I think it might be time to make a change, right? So you can either, one, you can stay there, you can stay feeling like this and actually not know what your body needs protein, carbs, and fats wise, or you could simply just get the correct information and you can actually know what you need to do, eat more food, feel better, have better sex drive, have more energy, have less depression, and so on and so on, right? And so the thing is that the body, if like you've been eating for a low amount of calories for an extreme amount of time, your body will actually hold on to that fat to prevent starvation, right? Because like we said earlier, fat actually burns, the body actually burns fat cells last, right, in anticipation of you starving. So it stores fat because it thinks you're starving, right? So the last thing to burn energy in the body if you were to actually starve is body fat, right? So the first thing to burn is muscle mass, right? And so like if you're eating a low amount of weight, you've crashed your calories, it's time for what's called a diet break. Right? A diet break, right? So the biggest thing about metabolism, the biggest thing about like losing weight in general and like losing body fat in general is you don't try to lose all the weight at once, or don't try to lose all the body fat at once. What you want to do is you want to go in cycles, right? You want to go into a fat loss phase. You want to go into a metabolic priming phase, which that's specifically what I specialize in, is metabolic priming. My metabolic priming blueprint has helped over 50 guys eat more food, do less cardio, and feel much better, all while having like visible actual abs, right? And so like check this out. Like the guys who have been eating more, they are more shredded. Steven here, 900 calories more a day, 18 pounds up, more shredded, right? Because like we said, the more muscle mass you have, the more calories your body wants to burn, right? And so working on focusing on muscle mass and actual building muscle in like a diet break instead of using like low amounts of calories, because you can't build muscle when you're in a very low amount of calories. You can't build muscle at 1800, 2000 in a super, super low amount of calories, right? So what you want to do is you want to focus on a muscle building phase, growing, priming the metabolism, getting those calories up, and then once that metabolism is firing and your body is burning food at a very high rate, then you can start to lower it down, and then you can kind of go into like a more of like a fat loss phase. It's not a secret what I do. Like it's absolutely disgusting. Like my client results are literally insane. Like Christian right here, 1,000 more calories, 15 pounds up, right? Shredded, right? So let's go to somebody who's actually lost a considerable amount of weight from actually eating more calories, which, like I said, once the body gets the correct energy it needs, once the body gets the correct calories it needs to get out of starvation mode and more into energy burning mode, right? It'll start to optimize all this, start to fix all this, and start to feel better, and you'll start to, breathe better, all your organ functions will be better, your calorie conversion will be better, your workouts will be better, so you can burn more calories in your workout and build more muscle simultaneously. And so like once you are in that position where you're burning more calories and you're building muscle simultaneously, that's when you start to see this kind of stuff kind of happen, or this stuff kind of happen, right? And so even like a bunch of my clients too are in the position where like they may have been eating a lot for a long amount of time. Their body has accrued a lot of inflammation in the body, and like just kind of they've just kind of like got into the skinny fat range, right? Which means that your body doesn't really necessarily have the muscle mass because you've been in so low amount of calories for so long that it starts to burn muscle mass and store body fat, right? So like Devin right here, right? His body, he was doing almost, I think he said an hour and a half of cardio a day. He was eating 1,500 calories. 1,500 calories. His body was hurting. His energy was shit, right? Excuse my language. His energy was crap. He felt terrible. And all while he was eating 1,500 calories, doing an hour and a half of cardio a day. But for what reason, right? Look at him now. He's 31 pounds down, eating 1,300 more calories a day. Why? Because we focus on building muscle mass and building the base and using metabolic priming to our advantage to build muscle mass, to get the body to burn more calories with a higher protein intake and a correct fat intake, and getting his body to actually use carbs to actually burn energy instead of, body being in starvation mode and not knowing what to do with the calories that he was to put in, right? So we slowly worked him up, and now look at him. Like he looks much better, right? And like even like Mason right here, right? Mason's a great example too, right? He's actually the same weight right here. So I put him through a metabolic priming phase, and if you guys you want to know more about metabolic priming, I have a video all about it on my YouTube channel. You can go check it out. But with that being said, like he's eating 1,300 calories more a day right here. He's 215 in both. Notice how he's 215 in both. Well, why is that, right? He has more muscle mass and less body fat, right? He's eating 1,300 more calories a day because his body needs more food to sustain the muscle mass that he's built, right? So we worked on raising his calories very slowly, increasing muscle mass, and doing strength training to actually burn calories instead of being at very, very low amounts of calories and the body going into starvation mode and saving those calories and storing as body fat and like that kind of skinny fat range. We worked on really just trying to push him to eat more calories, push him to grow more muscle mass, and pushing his body to burn more calories because he's intaking more calories, right? So, and this is why I say don't try to do this all at once, right? So we go through this process multiple times, and this is my metabolic priming blueprint that that I run all my clients through, right? The metabolic priming blueprint, we work on hormonal priming and body recomposition, where we work on fixing the metabolism, raising the metabolism, and building more muscle in the process with body recomposition, so we can get the body from energy storing mode into energy burning mode, right? And so we get in the metabolic priming, and then we just go into a fat loss phase, right? And then I've operationalized the fat loss phase to where, like, if we weight freeze, we add our lower calories to get the metabolism, get the body to not go back into energy conserving mode. And then if we're weight stagnant, we do a structured refeed. If that doesn't work, then we go back to the metabolic priming phase and we work on more muscle mass and getting your calories higher, so we have a higher amount of calories to work with, right? Because the metabolic priming phase is great in general, because you can get your calories higher, you can work on building more muscle mass, you can work on getting the body to burn more calories, and now, when you're at more calories, you can use those calories to lower them from, right? Slowly over time in an actual structured fat loss phase to actually burn body fat and keep the metabolism intact, right? And so too many people think that, if they want to lose fat, they just simply have to lower and add activity from wherever they're at, right? Well, you only have so many calories in the world to work with, right? You only have so many calories in your body to work with. So if you're lowering them for 8, 12, 20 weeks, at some point you're gonna run out of calories. At some point you're gonna run out of calories, and another thing, your body's gonna start going back into energy conserving mode because you're actually starving it. Instead, you go and you raise the calories in a metabolic priming phase, getting the body to actual burn more calories and actual build more muscle in the process, because we already talked about how, a higher protein take is going to have a higher catabolic effect on body fat, and it actually has a higher thermic effect on the body, and then also, raising the calories as well will help build more muscle, and the more muscle mass you have, the more that you can actually eat, and the higher metabolism can actually be, and you can stay lean, right? So you go through this process as many times as you want, and then obviously that's when I bring my clients into their goal physique, the end date. They have better health, like we talked about with the BMR. They have better health. They have more sustainable results. Now they know about nutrition. They know exactly what we did, why we did it, and they know how to do it themselves, right? Then next, they have better confidence confidence in themselves because they have better energy. They have better dating because their sex drive is better. They have longevity because their health is better. They have more discipline because they've learned what the process of what discipline looks like and what it feels like and how empowering it is, and so they can take this. I mean, my client, Kevin. Where's Kevin at? Kevin right here. Dude, he came to me and he just started his own business, like out of nowhere, like using like the discipline he's instilled with the program. I have a client. I sat down with him and we did an interview, and he like talked about how like the program like changed his life and how he like started his business because of the program, right? And that's because we put him in a metabolic priming cycle. And Kevin's hasn't even gone to a fat loss cycle. This is literally just him, literally eating more food. And next, we are going into an actual fat loss phase, and we're going to get them actually absolutely peeled and shredded, right? That's how people get abs and keep abs, right? So if you've been with a coach before, and like he simply was just like eat less, do more, and you wonder why you got stuck in a fat loss plateau, got frustrated, quit with him, and never seen his consistent results, or he got you pretty lean, didn't really get you abs at all, but the term with him was up, and you got off with him, and now look, you rebounded back. No. This is a program, my program, is a program, the only program you're ever going to need. Because one, it reaps sustainable results, and two, it teaches you how to do it yourself, right? And the last thing we get from the clients is a look good, feel good, right? Because who the hell doesn't like looking good, right? Who the hell doesn't have more confidence when they look good? Who doesn't walk in the room and think they're the baddest dude in the room when they have abs and big biceps, right? So like I said, the whole process of this, is fixing your metabolism works with carbs, proteins, fats, right? And making sure that we operationalize fat loss by not only going in a caloric deficit for extreme amount of time, right? Like people think that you just go into a extreme deficit in an extended amount of time and you just keep losing body fat, right? It's just not how it works. There's hormones in play. There's endocrinology in play. There's inflammation in your body in play. The thing is that, not everybody's going to like understand this, right? Not everybody's going to want to do this, right? You got to want to do it for yourself, right? You got to want to have like these qualities for yourself, and like you got to want to fix your life for yourself, because, if you don't, like who is, right? If you sit around and like you just like sit and like you're like, my life sucks, like I'm depressed, I have terrible sex life, I have terrible dating, I have no confidence, my health is crap, I feel like crap, I can barely get out of bed in the morning, my nutritional knowledge is terrible, my kids, like if you do have kids, my kids, like don't you want them to have like a father that's going to be around for a long amount of time? Like that's where longevity comes from, right? And if you're a father and you're actively not trying to learn more about your body to increase your lifetime and your longevity, and learn more about nutrition, like metabolism and macronutrients, and how the calories works, and you're passing that non-existent knowledge on to your children, like it's your job to know this stuff. It's your job as a man to understand how calories work so you can be the person that you want to be. So you can fix your metabolism, you can have better lifestyle, you can stay away from all of this. Like that's your job as a man, okay? And so like too many people in this world, like I said, just think that like I'm going to eat less and not work out, right? And so, it is a lifestyle change too. Every single one of these guys right here, like has experienced a lifestyle change, like an actual lifestyle change. Like they not only feel better, but they're all better dudes, right? And this is only half the transformations that we've made in the past 6 to 8 months, right? We have more coming out every single day within my company, right? So what we're doing is proven to work. Like I said before, if you've been with a coach before and he's been having you just eat a low amount of calories and do a crap ton of cardio, then what's the point? Like you're not getting any sustainable results, right? As soon as you get off this plan with him, you're just going to gain that right back, right? What I do with my clients is I treat their metabolism like my client, right? Their metabolism, I gain it from controlling their metabolism, right? And how I do that is with food, right? And how I control their metabolism is by raising their food, grabbing control of their metabolism, helping them build good muscle in the process, build good strength in the process so they can eat more food and have more sustainability. And then we go into a fat loss phase, and then we just peel off the fat from them, right? And they ended up absolutely just peeled to the bone, shredded, abs looking crazy. And, then after that, we work on building our metabolism back up so you can actually sustain those abs for a longer amount of time, right? Instead of just trying for ages and ages to cut calories, do a crap ton of cardio. Like, let me know if you're in that position right now. Let me know how it's working for you, right? Because I don't do any cardio right now. I eat 3,500 calories, 250 grams of protein, 400 grams of carbs, and 70 grams of fat, and I look good, and I feel good, and I'm confident as hell, right? And it's because that I've trained my body to do that, and it's because I've done this multiple times, and I was able to see out in the future, and I have not only patience, but I understand, like, once you do it once, I understand how to do it and what my body needs, right? So, anyways, that's kind of the end of the video, kind of like what metabolism is, how to fix your metabolism, what makes up your metabolism, and how, like, I'm, like, basically controlling my client's metabolism to eat more food and, like, literally get shredded, right? I'm literally controlling their metabolism to eat more food and get shredded. Every single one of them, when I tell them, like, hey, we're going to have you eat more food, we're going to increase your metabolism, we're going to go into a metabolic priming phase to, help your body burn more food, like using my Metabolic Priming Blueprint. They're like, first of all, they all have the courage to, like, trust it, right? They all have the courage to trust it. One, you can look at the results. The results speak for themselves. What I do works, right? And so they have the courage and to do something they've never tried before and trust somebody that has obviously been, like, not only in your position, in your shoes, but have been doing it with 40, 50, 60, 70 other guys in your exact position, right? And so my clients, they have the courage is a big thing. They don't have self-limiting beliefs in themselves, right? They can stick to a plan, right? And they can, like, they can stay consistent and they can believe in themselves at the end of the day, right? So it's your job to learn this stuff. It's your job and your duty as a man to have the best possible life for yourself and to stay away from these right here: weight loss plateaus, depression, fatigue, can't concentrate, low energy, insulin resistance, no sex drive. Like, who wants that, dude? Who wants that? If you're feeling these things right now, then there's something you need to do. And what that is simple, very simple. Go out, have the courage, go get the information you need, and make the lifestyle change, right? So my link for my coaching is going to be in the description right here. If you want to go through there's multiple videos on my channel, like, describing what my program is, how it works, my metabolic priming blueprint, my client results, my full program breakdown. Go watch it and sell yourself. Like, the results, they speak for themselves, right? What I do speaks for itself, right? My client transformations are crazy, and they're all sustaining it even after we're done working together, and they're all making more progress after we're done working together as well, because I teach them how to have the sustainable progress and how to, like, make the lifestyle change, right? You don't need to be depressed anymore. You don't need to have low energy. You don't need to be the type of person who can't even get out of bed in the morning because you have so crap energy, right? Go out there and get the lifestyle you want. Get the life you want. And it starts with the type of inputs you put into your body, the type of inputs you put as for information, because those will affect the outputs, right? And so, anyways, that's the end of the video right now, kind of breaking down metabolism, how it works, how to fix your metabolism. So link for my coaching is going to be down below. Go ahead and, if you're interested in coaching, go ahead and fill that out for me. We'll jump on a call and we'll see if you're a good fit to the program. I only work with people that are highly motivated individuals, can follow a plan, are very structured, very disciplined, and you don't need to know everything. You just need to want to know, right? You just need to, be consistent, have courage in yourself, have faith in yourself, be willing to try something you've never tried before to achieve results you've never tried before. You don't need all the information on how. I can teach you all the information on how. You just have to be willing to, be consistent with that information and make the lifestyle change and trust yourself and like believe in yourself and be consistent, because I only work with people that are consistent, trustworthy, and are wanting to be high value individuals. You don't have to know information. You don't have to know how to track food. You don't know how to like work out. Like all that stuff can be figured out like within the program. All you need to do is actually have courage in yourself, have faith in yourself, and just be somebody who is a well-rounded dude and consistent, right? And I will work with you, and I will show you how powerful it is to have the best body of your life, to have, more sex drive, to be able to eat more energy and eat more food and do less cardio, to have more energy in the morning. Like I'm able to get so much done during the day now because I just optimize my health, right? And so anyways, that's gonna be in the video. Thank you guys for sticking around for this absolute banger video, how to fix your metabolism. I'm gonna be posting banger videos for you guys every single week. I know you guys probably, if you're new to the channel, like I post vlogs of my current summer cut that I'm doing right now currently, every single Monday at 5, right? So if you guys want to see what I'm doing for my summer cut, I did a metabolic priming phase and now I'm bringing my calories back down. So if you guys want to see what I'm doing for my summer cut, go ahead and check out those videos on Mondays at 5. Those are just more like actual vlogs, like my style of like what I do. And so if you just want to know about who I am and what I do, go check out those videos. But this is like kind of more every Thursday or Friday. I don't even know. I kind of like whatever kind of works for me. I'll be posting like more of like an informational like content, more value driven YouTube video as well, so you can go check those out. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Links in the description to apply for coaching, and have a good rest of your day. Peace.